Hey everyone, welcome to our live chat. I'm Heather. I feel like I have a hair on me. I hope you guys are having a great day. I am Heather and I'll be bringing it home this afternoon. So I'll be with you for the 12, 2, and 4. Renee, I'm sure you had some great fun with her this morning. And let's have some fun again. We'll just keep the fun going. I kind of like our naturally nude noon look, and we can keep going with that. So we always cover the beginnings of airbrushing. So if you are new to airbrushing and to or maybe you're not even new, maybe you're just like, I've seen this, I'm interested in it, I want to hear more about it. Those are things that we do cover so we can answer all of your questions. Hello, Patty. Hello, Karen. How are you guys doing? All right. So I'm really make sure I take all this off. Last time we did this, I put a concealer on my lid and different things like that. I'm actually going to try to take it even more natural for those natural girls that are out there. And I know you're out there. But if you are starting to hear about Luminous, wanting to know more, this is what your starter kit will look like. This is our legend system, and it has, of course, the legend. We also have the icon. Oh my gosh, that's not the legend. That's the icon. The icon Pro has 2 speeds, and then the legend looks similar, but it's a little bit bigger. And either one, I mean, regardless of whatever one we're talking about, the instructions are all the same. What the directions and what we're covering are all the same. But we do give you 2 bottles of foundation. And what's great about that is the fact that the 2 bottles you can mix and match throughout the year. We all know that we change shades throughout the year. And so that way you can mix and match to have that perfect color match all year round. It's also, think of your starter kit as your practice kit. Get in there, use it. You know, I want you in, and so I don't know if this is the best term, but get your hands dirty. You're not going to get your hands dirty. That's the other great thing about Luminous. But I want you to get in there and get to work with it. You also are going to get a bottle of blush and a bottle of love, which we will go over. Hello. Hey, Tamberly, I owe you an email. I'm so sorry. Oh, I just saw your name. Email Tamberly. Okay, I'm going to remember. Oh, sorry, girl. Yay, Nancy. Hello. All right. So that is, let me take this off right now. And then let's go over what I want you to do when you first get it out. Oh man, I always do it the wrong way. Number 1 is get used to it. Just plug it in. It all comes put together. Plug it in and just feel the air on your face. Know wherever the air is going is where the makeup's going. And so that is a great way to get used to it. Then you can start putting water in here and pull back on the trigger and feel it on your face. If you can spray your entire face and water's not dripping down your face, then you're golden. If your face is just wet and just wet, then that's great. If it's dripping, then you know that you're pulling back too hard on that trigger. But again, it gets you used to it. And I don't care what you're doing. If you have this in your hand and you're just kind of playing with it, you're learning. It's becoming more natural for you. We do tell people there is a learning curve. I mean, flat out, there's going to be a learning curve. You're putting makeup on a different way. Of course, there's going to be a learning curve. And so I would challenge you to do it 7 days in a row. And by the 7th day, you'll definitely have it down. Oh, sure. I have a lot of dry patches on my face. What should I do? So Patty, number 1, exfoliate and moisturize. You might, and don't exfoliate hard. If you use our Superfruit cleanser or the bamboo polish, that's going to help exfoliate, but you can also like slather the moisturizer on, and you know, like put it on and just feel it that way, to get it really good and moisturized. You can use a heavier moisturizer. This is the Contour AM Ignition Lotion, and I put about that much. You can put more, and then you can put in, I'll go ahead and put it on. You can put on a moisturizer beforehand. Just make sure that it's oil free. You definitely want it oil free, because our makeup is water and minerals. So of course, what happens to water and oil? You don't want that. So there is separation, and so we don't want that. So you can put on heavier moisturizer. So that might be something you want to do. With airbrush, and we'll go kind of, I want to touch on that too. With the dry patches, if it's flaky, or maybe you have, you know, some acne, if it's texture, I wouldn't pick at it, because it's hard to do anything, I mean, with the texture. It can cover everything, but with texture, it's a little more difficult to work with. And so you don't want to irritate it or pick at it to have skin stick up or anything like that. So I definitely would just make sure you're exfoliating and you're moisturized heavily before putting on the foundation. Another thing you might want to try, I don't know which foundation you use, but also Silk foundation is probably the one you want to stick to. And if you do have the M1 primer, you can put that on at the end. The M1 primer is a moisturizer primer. And so if you, let's say you do a heavier moisturizer, like a one that you're going to put on with your hands, airbrush, you don't want to sit there and build up to those dry patches, but you can spray the airbrush primer on afterwards as well. And that might help too. All right. Hey, JJ. Hey, Jeannie. How are you? From Utah. All right. So you also, after you've been practicing with air and water, then you're going to make sure while doing this, you're going to keep your stylus moving. You can go in circles around the cheek area. Neck, I'll go up and down. Nose, T-zone, I go up and down like this. And then forehead, I can go around as well. You're going to keep it 4 finger widths away from your face. This is a perfect distance to get that perfect shade or that perfect flawless application. If you get too close, it gets too precise. If you pull far away, then you're not going to get the right amount of foundation on. So make sure you practice that as well. And then the big thing is barely pull back on that trigger. That's the one thing you're probably going to want to practice. This is not traditional makeup. You are putting this on a different way. You should not see it go on. It's super, super light. There should be no dry time in between, okay? No dry time in between. If you have that now, don't worry about it, but just know, think in your head like, oh, there shouldn't be any dry time. So how am I going to get to that point? So pull back less on the trigger. The other thing I would recommend is spraying it on a paper towel or something like that, and do these 4 things, because then you'll get to see it. Instead of when you're airbrushing yourself, you can feel it, of course, and hear it. But when you actually get to see it, sometimes it helps your brain understand like, oh, yeah, you're right. This is a traditional makeup. This is airbrush makeup. And so that makes a difference too. Oh, Jeannie wants to see plum mixed with the naturel. I bet that would be pretty too. Let me get the plum out so I remembers. All right. I love it. So let me find a plum that's open. There it is. All right. So let's get started. Let me take this off real quick and then jump back there. All right. You know how like the weather's beautiful outside, but I feel like I have a sinus headache or just a numbing headache, and it's driving me crazy. All right. Let's get started. I think I'm going to go, I'm trying to think of what way I could do this differently, but I'm just going to go back to my glow underneath my eyes. I am going to stick with Airbrush. Of course, Jeannie, that's what I want. I want people to like do a shout out and tell me what they want to see. Oh yeah, the sales changed today. Check them out. Oh, speaking of, maybe I should try Velvet Veil. Because I think you get it. I think it's a gift. Nancy, isn't it the gift? A gift? The Velvet Veil, I'm pretty sure it is. It is a gift with purchase. But jump over to luminousbeauty.com, check it out. Because if you haven't tried Velvet Veil, or maybe you need Velvet Veil, or you need a backup of Velvet Veil, it's pretty amazing. I'm just going to put a little bit on. I definitely use it underneath my eyes and right here on my crow's feet. Yeah, the sales are pretty amazing. But when they told me that the Velvet Veil was a gift with purchase, I was like, are you sure you want to do that? But I just do the makeup. All right, so I have my glow in here, and I'm going to use it on my lids and underneath my eyes to highlight underneath my eyes. I do need to clean my stylus. I'll go a little bit on my lid just to cover the dark. Get my mirror. And I've been using glow underneath the eyes to lighten it up. Now, guys, if it's feeling heavy or cakey or looking heavy or cakey, you're spraying too much at one time. And I don't necessarily, you might be pulling back great on the trigger, but you might be staying in that spot too long. So you definitely want to go in. You basically want to hit it and quit it. And then you can always do this if it feels sputtery, because like I do need to clean this. So right now it is sputtering, but I'm gonna make it work. Ah! Yay! All right, so now I have no place to put. I have like this huge table and I still am running out of room. All right, blowing the rest of this out. I'm going to clean it real quick. I'm going to put some Tip Top cleaner in here, and I'm going to clean the tip of it. Do as I say, not as I do. Sometimes, I'm going to turn it off real quick. Sometimes I don't always clean this, and this is what happens when you do. There should be no reason to not clean it, even if you're in a hurry. Even if you're in a like huge hurry, you're like, I don't have time, I gotta go. Get a coffee mug and fill it with warm water, and just put the stylus in there. You can fill it where it covers at least the bowl, and just do that. That will help tremendously. Even break out some of the makeup that might be built up in there. And I would say like every month, do a deep clean with it. But I do find that if you can soak it a little bit, that does help, and you don't even have to break it apart. Okay, so I just did the light underneath my eyes. What colors over the internet were truer? Which colors over the internet were truer? They're actually working on that. They have been, our graphics team has been working on that a lot. And actually Renee's working on that too, where we try to match those very, very closely. Nancy, what ones are you looking at that you feel aren't what product. Okay, so now let's do what Jeannie wants to see is plum. Jeannie, what shade are you? What foundation shade are you? And I'm shaking up plum and natural. And I'm gonna do, now plum is our deepest blush. Just for fun, I'm gonna put 2 drops in here because I might use it as eyes too, to show you how versatile it could be. So I'm gonna do plum and blush, natural. Turn on my system, mixing those together. Ooh, this might be pretty. So plum is a deeper blush, as you can tell. And then this is natural, which has a little bit of shimmer, and we mixed tulip and natural together because that's what Jeannie does, and it was amazing. And so she wants to see plum. She's looking at possibly getting plum. But even a lighter skin tone can use plum by itself. You just put maybe 1 drop, so it's not so intense. To your shade. So that's, Jeannie, that's what I was going to say. If you're even a lighter skin tone, you can still use the plum, because plum is one of my favorite colors. I love it. And I use it by itself all the time too. So, all right. So I have my shades mixed in here. And I'm going to start spraying at my hand. I can feel it, the air blow at my cheek. So I know that that's where it's going. I'm going to do a little bit on my eyes, because if this is a natural, easy look, so far I've just done glow, then blush. I'm using blush as eyeshadow too. And then I can finish it on my cheeks. See how pretty that is? The natural does tone it down quite a bit, but it's still very, it's like a deep, it's not as pinky as tulip. It's very deep. Let's do any of those colors. Trying to figure out taupe. Which one? Taupe in the nude and naughty? Is that what you just said? Which one? I'm really liking that. Look how pretty that is. What do you think, Jeannie? I like the shine. It's very much a deeper blush. Very much a deeper blush, but it has that shimmer to it, which is really cool from the natural color. All right, so now I'm going to get out my Silk 4-in-1. Brown and the nude. Karen, I'm still checking. I'm gonna be real. Because I was off Friday, yesterday was my catch-up day. I was just trying to catch up. So I will follow up on that for sure, Karen. I don't know why the, hold on one second. Hold on, I'm gonna type this out so I remember too. Da, 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 real life products. Okay, so we're missing the blonde, root and brow, and nude and naughty, and the mirror. Timberly, I got you. I was like, and the mirror. Anything else? Yeah, Jeannie, that's what is really cool about Luminous is, so if you think about this, when, I'm telling you the coverage is done by making passes. The more passes you make, the more coverage. But when we're talking depth of color, like eyeshadows and blush, the more passes you make, the more color you're going to see. So if I just want a little bit of that dark purple eyeshadow or the black eyeshadow or the plum blush, I just do less. And then if I need more, I can add more. So that's one thing I just love about Luminous is that how versatile it is. You don't need to get a tinted moisturizer and then get a full coverage foundation and then get a coverage, a foundation that you wear in the summer and then one that you wear in a winter. Like Luminous is all of that. Whatever you wake up and whatever coverage you need for that day or want that day, done. So I like that about it. All right, so I'm shaking up. Aw. All right, so now I'm going to drop my Silk 4-in-1. I will find out. I promise, guys. I promise. Is there anything else that y'all are missing that we need? All right, so now I have my drops of foundation and I go in and I'm going to make my pass. I make one complete pass. Oh, I can feel it sputtering. I'm going to tell you this real quick. The one thing that I think you might need to be careful as I see it on my eyes, it is a beautiful color, but depending on your skin tone, you'll definitely want to warm it up a little bit because it could start looking like a bruise. If you're super fair, like I would definitely need to put something in there to kind of warm it up a little bit so it doesn't look bruise-like after a while. Things we have to think of all the time. All right. I'm like, I just held that straight right in front of y'all. So I'm going to blend this out a little bit more. Yeah, this bad boy's sputtering. But look how nice and blended that is. I love it. Isn't that cool? I just love that. I love how it just blends for you. It softens it. So even if you did get what I like to call blush happy, if you did go a little overboard, it doesn't matter. You don't have to really start over or do much. You can just go in and blend it off. All right, so using just a very neutral. No, I know what I'll do because I really do want to do like minimal makeup just to show you that it can be done with Luminous. I mean, this is just the blush on my cheeks. And then now I'm going to add mascara. And where is it? I wanted to do Temptation eyeliner. Where'd it go? It was sitting right in front of me. All right. I think I'll do the eyeliner first. So as okay, so Karen, let me check on that one. Desert Rose. Oh, that's a pretty color too. Guys, y'all really do need to try the metallic lip stains and the Vinyl Slick. Those are so my favorite. So Temptation eyeliner, I'm going to just to tickle, as Renee says. The lash line right there. That's how. The other day I used Temptation eyeliner, and when I went to, I think I went to the bathroom and then I washed my hands and I was like, what the heck? I had dots up here. Like sometimes when you used a, you know, if you've ever used a, not a holding mascara, how you would get like the dots up there. And I was like, what, how'd that happen? I didn't even have mascara on. It was the eyeliner. My Temptation eyeliner from the brush got on my lashes, and that's what happened. Now I know. I'm going to curl the, just on the inside, because we know my lashes are curly on the outside already. And then I'm going to add just a little bit, just to really tint. And then do y'all remember the trick of making your lashes look fuller that I did yesterday? Does anybody remember? Who remembers my trick? So I'm just going in and making them, color them. Who remembers my trick? Anybody? Anybody? All right, so there's mascara, there is eyeshadow, all done with the airbrush, all of it done. Now, so that would be your blush. Our blush is super high pigmented. So regardless of what shade you're using, maybe not the natural, only start with 2 drops. That's it. Start with 2 drops for both sides and just keep the stylus moving. Love is going to be a hydrating illuminator. So it will give you a little bit of a, I don't like to say shimmer, luminosity. Similar, I would think, to this natural. It does grab the light a little bit. It's not as as our luminizers. Nobody remembers. It's not as shimmery as luminizer. So if you're like, oh, do I want to start using it? You know, Love is a great one. Mix it in with your blush. Mix it in with your foundation. Put it on your high cheekbone area. It's very subtle, but it's great. So my trick to make your eyelashes look fuller is after you line them, go in and draw. I'm going to use the little boop, 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 lash lines. And that, my mom taught me this. And it makes it look fuller on the outside. Can y'all tell the difference? All right. Let me know if you can. So now, what is this? These are my 2 favorite. Yep. Even when, yes, feather the lash line. Just on the outside. Just boop, 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 right there. This is our Cream Confession lipsticks. And I love them because there is a mirror on them and they do go together. We have a little mascara that also goes with that. And then this one is the one I'm about to do is I think this is Enchanted Forest. It's a pretty pink, but that's what I love when even doing a natural look like this, you could go on and put on a natural lip and keep everything natural. But I would challenge you to push it a little, push the envelope, and go in with a brighter lip. Actually, this is one of our it was only limited edition ones. Enchanted Forest is one of my favorites. But go in and throw on a bright lip. That can really jazz it up. I always talk about how reds can jazz it up, and it is true. However, add some pink, add some color. That can really do it in a heartbeat. So again, doesn't have to be a lot at all, at all. Guys, I used Glow, mixed 2 blushes together, my foundation, mascara, and eyeliner. That's it. That's it. Damn, I'm done. That was bam. It sounded like I said a bad word, but bam, I'm done. So there you go. All right. See how easy it can be? Anyone can do this. Anyone. I don't care who you are. Anyone can learn to do this. Okay. Below, I have put the times that we are on. So make sure you subscribe to us so it pops up when we are live. And I will be back at 2 o'clock, 2:00, the Tudester. I'll be back at 2, and I have my list. I'm going to go check on those for you guys, and I'll have my answer. So hope to see you back here at 2. All right? Thanks for joining me, guys. Bye for now.